Well, what you're about to hear is very poor sound quality. I had the wrong mic on, but I think that it was from the heart and it was from the moment, so I want to retain it and not try to re-record it.
Hello. Uh, well, I am in my podcast closet in Colombia right now. It is November, what is this, November 13th. And heartbroken, devastated, I don't know what other words are there, shattered. Just do not even begin to describe the way that I'm feeling uh, right now, and shocked. So, as you might guess, and as I might have made the title of this note, my investor visa in Colombia was rejected again. We are still trying to figure out exactly what happened. My lawyer is telling me that it's not me. It has nothing to do with me. That it might have something to do with the company that I invested in, which is strange because that company that I invested in has a good reputation and track record here. And as far as I know, all the other investors managed to get their visas. So, for whatever reason, I'm rejected again. It will be another 6 months before I can apply for a visa again. I think it's probably not a good idea for me to apply for an investor visa again because, I'll have like 6 months of tourist stamp, in 2019. Oh, by the way, I have to leave. I'm leaving tomorrow. Booked a flight with less than 24 hours notice again. Um, so anyway, I have to leave tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last legal day, and I'm not allowed to return until 2019, wherein I will be a tourist again and still have to do the whole counting of days, etc. And that's only 6 months. That only get me through halfway through the year. So whatever visa attempt I make 6 months from now, that it's got to work. Or if it doesn't work, then there's a big problem. Then I've got to leave, and I have my whole life here. And you can imagine how my girlfriend feels about this situation as well. That just having to leave out of nowhere again. I don't have time to clear out my entire apartment, so I'll be double paying rent for. Well, actually, maybe not, because thankfully I have some nice friends in Chicago with whom I can stay for a bit, and then I think I'll be staying with my parents for maybe a month or so. I mean, it'll be nice to spend time with family. It's just I'm not really used to spending that much time in a place like Gilbert, Arizona, which I'm not. I don't do well in suburban environments, and so I'm getting on a plane to Chicago tomorrow. I'll be there for maybe a little more than a week or something. I'm thinking about having a meetup. That would be a nice spirit lifter for me, and it would also be nice to meet some of you who live in Chicago. So I'll just float that out there. If anybody has a place that they would recommend for doing a meetup, that would be great. And then after that, I'll be in the Phoenix area for late November and all of December. So again, if any of you are there, I'd be happy to meet up for coffee or something. And I don't know what I'll be doing. It's been remarkably hard to remain productive. I'm still getting the podcast out. I still think I'll be able to get it out on time for the foreseeable future. But as far as the writing, it's been hard to keep those habits that I espouse so much in a time like this. I guess I'm trying to channel whatever negative feelings there are here, or try to remain open to the way that this feels, and try to see where it takes me. One thing I'm fantasizing about doing, or that I've fantasized about doing for a while, and it might be the right opportunity to do it, we'll see, as I'll probably be staying with my parents for a bit, is that they live near a golf course, and I used to be a very avid golfer. I play maybe once a year now. It's been proven that I have zero talent in golf because I played on my high school team. I tried out for my college team. I worked extremely hard and I never got very good. So I'm considering doing a little experiment where I take everything that I've learned about learning and try to see how much better I can get at golf in, say, a month as like a proof of concept for perhaps a larger project. Anyway, that's just one of the things that's going through my head right now because I am trying to think about, what sort of wild or crazy things I can do now to make this horrible, horrible, horrible event into something good, into a Tynan-esque, Black Swan sort of thing. Where will it take me? I've certainly found in the past that times when I have felt the worst have often led to some of my greatest breakthroughs. And so hopefully that will be the case here. I'm sure that even if it's not the case, I'll find some way to backward rationalize it to convince myself that that is the case so that I can feel better about it. But man, this has just been awful. And just to think that there's going to be another 6 months of this limbo, I have a tendency to want to feel sorry for myself that this ongoing life quest for this elusive thing called sustainable happiness and belonging is just that I'm just getting my butt kicked on it. Because I found a place that I thought was my home, and it's just rejecting me over and over again. Meanwhile, while I'm watching people who are doing not honest things be able to stay in the country, you do the honest thing and you invest in the country, and you believe in their economy and potential, and then they just say, fuck off, which it just makes me, it's changing my perspective a little bit, and I have in this moment not nice thoughts that I just shouldn't say because they would be mean and come from the wrong place. And hopefully at some point I will recover from this thing that I'm feeling right now. So anyway, this has been awful. Fortunately, I'm glad I'm like thankful that I have credit card points or something, because it's already been extremely expensive, even though I do keep an emergency fund for situations like this, specifically for these situations. For one was called Visa Snafus. Another one is called emergency travel, and yeah, those are completely wiped out now. So I guess I need to recalibrate the way that I save for events like this. So anyway, I wanted to give you an update. You're gonna probably hear a little bit different sound quality in some of the intros coming up. Hopefully, I'll be able to keep the podcast on track. I really appreciate your support, both in your concern on social media and in your Patreon support, which I've talked in the past that it makes me uncomfortable that Patreon has this sort of what is it, like a catastrophe bias. That's not the word that I was using, catastrophe bias, but something like that. But if you have considered contributing to the show on Patreon, now would be a good time to do that. I'll just go right out and say that. But you don't have to. It's completely up to you. It would be a good time for it. But yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. I hope that I get to spend more time in this closet in the future. I am confident that I'll get back into the country. Hopefully, I've got a lot of stuff here. I have a relationship here, and that's another thing. So, yeah. Right. Well, that's the update. I got to get packing and and say some goodbyes. All right.